Greetings, Star Trek Fleet Commanders. I am the Angry Rhino. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Alright, another NX-01 video coming. This one is going to focus a lot more on the, what do they call it? Opportunity chips. You get some uncommon chips from the refine in the NX-01 refinery, and then you get the rare ones from the battleships, the aquatic battleships. And yes, I am in the starships tree to start this video. Remember in the other video I was like, oh yeah, I'm not going to show you the crew for farming the battleships because, oh, I can't do it yet. Well, that's not true. I just did a few. If your Cerritos and Titan research is at a certain level, and really it's a few specific researches, which I will show you right now. These researches will help you farm these battleship parts. And yes, you would have to bring 3 ships and, waste Cerrito juice and Titan juice. But at the same time, you know what? Wednesday is the event to, spend Cerrito juice. So maybe, 2 birds with 1 stone and all that stuff. Talk about cybernetic enhancements. Yes, this is one that you need those rare Carver particles for. Event only populates when you have a max Cerritos, but that's the event I'm talking about where doing so many Cerrito buff activations is how you participate in that event, how you get the rare Carver particles. Or you can buy them. This is going to increase your critical hit damage by 100%. Kind of like adding another shot. And yes, I know what critical damage means, and you have to get a critical hit first. Well, take a look at Odds Beater. Increased critical chance when supported by Cerritos. 30% increase. 30% is not that much. But for me, because I have one of the primes, I think it costs G4 material, so it's not like it's unattainable for anybody free to play. Gets me up to like 22% base. Plus another 30, well, I'm at 52%. And how many other basic researches out there add a few percent to your hostile grind? Or maybe some artifacts. Artifact event up right now, more specifically, temporal artifact. Well, no, you know what? It would be explorers against interceptors, because God forbid it just be when you're on an explorer or something, or when you're fighting a battleship. So that one doesn't count. Thought I could get you a 3 birds with 1 stone, but I can't. Sorry. And let's go Titan Shield. Decreases opponent's shield mitigation. I call it shield absorption. Against non-armada hostiles while fortified. 30%. So, at base, it's 80-20. This would take it to 50-50. I'll get you the rest there in a minute. Keep scrolling. You got 3 right here. Titan's Fortune. Increased critical hit chance by 30%. What was I up to? 55%? 52%. Plus some researches, so probably up to about 60%, plus another 30. There you go, 90%. Titan Spear, not 100% necessary to achieve this. A few of these are not necessary, like some of the crit damage. You don't need to have max. I would suggest the crit chance ones, yes, max those. Crit damage, you can get by with just a few of them, maybe. Crit damage when max fortified. Yeah, kind of disappointing about that. Gonna need to max fortify. And Titan Trigger. Increased number of shots per weapon for 3 rounds while max fortified. See, I'm at 80%, which essentially on the NX-01 goes from, 1 shot to 1.8 shots, which equals 2 shots. So, the 2 weapons that fire in the first round fire twice. That's a big thing there. All right, so let's back out. Take you to the battle logs. Yeah, you can see a whole bunch of Zindi aquatic cruisers here. Killed them all. This was one hull. Let's pick one of these battle logs. I'll explain to you why this is working. Especially when I didn't think it was going to work before. You see this? This is key right here. One round. You don't want to give them a chance, whether it's a 30% chance, visually a 30% chance, or maybe it's a 50% chance, or maybe it's even 2/3 chance. Don't let them have it. You see Pike is activating here, increasing your officer abilities. See Enterprise Data is here, more Isolytic Cascade. Harrison. 7% of the opponent's shield ignored for the first round of combat. It's kind of where you get, the next few percent. Does help a little bit. My Harrison isn't really that high, and Pike doesn't really take care of all that by himself, but you will see down here when I go through some of the numbers that the shields are taking some of the damage, which is somewhat disappointing, but oh well. You see Chapel here, below deck ability. More Isolytic Cascade. Torres here. Yes, if you don't have a max Torres, it will be harder. Doesn't necessarily mean that it won't work. It just means it'll be harder. But again, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't do it. And I know some people are probably thinking, well, what about mitigation? Mitigation would. They're only shooting you twice. Okay. Don't worry about the mitigation. You want damage, more damage, and if you can fit more damage below, get more damage below. So that's a big thing here. You can see, as luck would have it for me, each weapon firing twice because max fortify, and all 4 shots were critical hits. That's very critical to get this to work. Yes, you can see it did mitigate some damage. That is where some of the, Cerrito piercing increase comes in there. Will help that. And you can see it did block. The shields did take, 500 million of the damage. But then you can see this number right here. Hull receives 56.6 billion. So what did the shields take? 1% of that? It's 10% of 56 billion would be 5.6 billion. Right? So 1%, about 500 million. 540 million. So maybe even like 0.8%. Pretty good. And you can see 4 shots of 56, 58, 59, and 58 billion. Aquatic cruiser destroyed. You see over here, the hull health was 184 billion. So technically, you only need what? My math is terrible. 45, maybe 48 billion to hull per shot. Average anyway. And you could kill these. Kill them before they get a chance to even load up their big artillery cannon. And just to show you I wasn't lying, only 2 officers below deck. Here's Hull Breach, and there is Chapel. Yeah, I told you the crew. Harrison and Data on the side. OG Pike as captain. Now at this point here, between these 2 battle logs that I've viewed already, is about when my Cerrito buff actually expired. The max fortify was still up, but the what is Cerrito buff called? Does it have a name? Cerrito buff, I guess, is what it's called. that had expired already. So I'm running on pure luck almost. There's a few times where I didn't get all critical hits, and you can see here I didn't get a critical hit with this shot. So 55, 58, 21, and then 63. Oh, a big one. So, yeah, you don't have to get a critical hit every time. It's going to help. And that Titan research that increases your number of shot, it maxes out at 155%. So 155% in addition to your 100% as far as shots go is 255%. So that should translate into 3 shots per weapon instead of 2. That would also help a lot. I don't have that yet anyway. Soon. Or soon. And then, of course, here is the defeat. Very disappointing. Couldn't get more. Everything activated, but then, bam, all the critical hits went to shit. You can see how I only got 2 out of 4 critical hits. Key there, I think, is, at least for me anyway, I need at least 3 critical hits. Or a few more shots, right? Because you can see this guy had 26 billion left. If I was shooting 3 times per weapon, even if they hadn't been critical hits, I'd killed him. So then it would have been what? 2 out of the 6 shots I would only need to be critical hits. Again, it's me. It's going to take some testing by you to see where you're at. Depending on where you are is, it's going to depend on whether you can do it or not. I didn't think I could do it. I tried it, and for whatever reason, it didn't work. To a certain extent, I think it was the below deck. I think I went with Chapel and Dr. Below. Well, the problem there, I'm almost certain that's what I did. Problem there is, what's the problem there? Torres and her hull breach was the addition. More critical damage. And what do you get for all this? Well, you can see I got 28 boxes. That's right, I killed 28 of them. Click the button, see what we get. Get all this stuff, another 86,000 tech modules, rare choice opportunity chips, 280. And a bunch of other random bullshit I don't really care about. Where the hell is it? Alright, now time to explain to you what these opportunity chips are. Or opportunity chests. Opportunity chests, opportunity chips. However, these are not the ones I just got. These are the choice opportunity chips. These are not the rare, but combining videos and such to explain what these are to you. You have 2 options for the 2 opportunity chips. So a total of 4 pulls. Each one has a safe opportunity and a risky opportunity. Safe opportunity is a standard amount. It's an okay amount. I mean, it's nothing to be like, oh, that's terrible. No, it's fine. You're guaranteed 265, 200, and 100. It's fairly good. Here you go with the risk here. Each of the 3 credit rarities, uncommon, rare, and epic, you're going to get 5 total. Then an increase of about 1.5, and then about a 10 times increase opportunity. Click the little I button, you get 30% chance to get the unlucky pull. That's the one that's just 5. The lucky pull, which is what, the 1.5 times, 68%. And the jackpot is 2. Wonderful. So what do you do? Good question. Well, does to a certain extent depend on you, and let's just pull a few, and how you think RNG works for you. Working okay for me there. Really looking at the epics. No, that's not what I wanted. This is the non-risky ones. And to a certain extent, it does depend on how much you're getting. These uncommons are coming from the refinery. You know, the daily pull that's up ahead. Doing okay with the epics. The epics is really what I care about. And you can see, screwed me on that one. But here it's 105. I got, how many 120s? To a certain extent, it's probably working out about even. I did all those pulls. I probably got about the same amount of stuff. You miss on a few of them. You hit on what? How many did I do? I did 6 pulls. I missed on 2 of them. Hit on 4 of them. Well, with those 4, I got an increase of 15? So 60. That kind of makes up. So, I about broke even. So, it's whatever. If you get the jackpot, then yeah. But, keyword is if you get the jackpot. Personally, I think it's silly. Alright, so what did I only miss on 2 of them, and I hit on 8 of them? Well, 8 times 15 is what? 120? Yeah, I got about, broke even about. So, 6 1/2 dozen any other there. But you're probably safe to keep doing the risky one, at least with the uncommon chips, because you're going to end up making it back anyway. Might as well take the chance of getting a jackpot. You'll get it, eventually you'll pull 100 times and it'll give you at least one of them. Right? This is where I think the real decision comes in. Though at the same time, if you can farm them, does it really matter? No, not really. I have 330 of these rare chips. I might as well do a chest pull. 2 chest pull. Got 800. That's pretty good. Oh, and by the way, 3-day cooldown. So you can't even do these tomorrow. You have to wait 3 days. And I might as well pull the 2 chests here. Look at that. Now what's that going to do? Whatever it is, I feel like usually like a research leaderboard is really what I'm waiting on to be able to go in and do some of them favors. Of course, it's not happening as often as I would like. Of course not. So, I don't even know how to, is it better to go with the safe bet here, the safe opportunity claim, or the risky one? To a certain extent, with the uncommon, like I said, you're probably going to break even. So it doesn't really matter that much. You kind of might as well try for the jackpot. And with the rare chips, once you can farm them, do both of them, because it's only a 3-day pull, or it's a 3-day cooldown, so you might as well, pull both of them like I just did. That's really it. And it's all thanks to clicking button here. Thank you. Our favorite crew. Well, maybe not our favorite crew. Maybe from several years ago, the random times you would get a material. No, it was power increase. That's right. Back in the day, we'd all save all our guns for the power increase leaderboard for Harrison, which happened like 2 or 3 times, maybe 3 times, 4 times, something like that. And then you just stop doing it because. But we love our new Enterprise data, and we definitely like OG Pike boosting all them officer abilities. Doesn't boost the lower deck abilities, which kind of stinks, but oh well. So to wrap this up here, I was able to farm some of them battleships. It kind of hurt because you run out of time eventually on your Cerrito and your Titan boosts. Those boosts are powerful and very useful. And combined with OG Pike Enterprise data, Harrison, Chapel, Torres, hopefully you got him maxed. I know it's not easy. Lots and lots of damage. And you notice, no defense. The defense here is you doing so much damage, you're killing them assholes real quick. Identified a few of the researches for the Cerritos and the Titans specifically that are going to aid you in this rare chip farming. Titan's multiple shots, Titan increased shield absorption or decrease shield absorption by your opponent, Titan and Cerritos critical chance and critical damage. Very useful. Comment below. You tried using this crew. I'm sure you probably have a much bigger NX-01 than I did because I just got mine. Well, I guess I technically didn't just get it. It was like, 2 weeks ago? Have you gotten to a point where you don't necessarily need to boost with the Cerritos or Titan? I do kind of feel like maybe eventually we will get there. But this will, at least using the Titan or the Cerritos, can allow you to do this farming grind a little sooner, get some more of these favors and whatnot. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I am the Angry Rhino. Shields up, Commanders.